Hello, ladies and gentlemen. On this week's episode of this podcast, we're going to be talking about the Batman Joker deleted scene. Sony's Morbius is a confirmed dumpster fire. Who would have thought? And so much more. So sit back, relax, share with your friends, and enjoy the show. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Absolute Zeros podcast. I am Josh, and with me tonight we have Raj.
Hello, hello.
So tonight is interesting night. We have a few topics to talk about. First and foremost, did you realize Spider-Man No Way Home is still in theaters? Still in theaters.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, last night I went to go see The Lost City with a good buddy of mine, because why not? And yeah, it really perplexes me that this movie right here, all three...
The big one. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Dude, you need to go back, you need to get on your computer. So he froze. Great. Lovely. But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home is still in theaters. Released in December, January, February, March. Almost 4 months. Going on 4 months. And wow, it is amazing to see. It's amazing to see. There he is. It's amazing to see the Titanic movie that it is, reaching nearly $2 billion worldwide so far. It just passed 800 million domestically. So it's really cool. Really nice to see movies finally getting their groove back. So yeah, do you have any intentions on going to see it for a 48th or 40th?
I've actually seen
time?
this. I've seen No Way Home 3 times in theaters, and to be quite honest with you, as much as I love the film, I'm actually waiting for my steelbook copy of it right now. So there's no need for me to see it in theaters right now. I'm good. I've seen it plenty of times. 3 is a magic number after all, so you might as well just let it go for a bit.
Yeah, definitely a magic number for Marvel. As for Sony, not so much.
It's a shame, really, because for the most part, Spider-Man No Way Home, despite it being a Marvel Studios film, it's still also very much a Sony project.
Yes,
and it's just a shame because you'd think that they would have learned their fucking lesson after
you would think
so many times.
Yeah, after.
And it's a shame because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was actually looking forward to the Morbius movie. I like the cast. I think Jared Leto would have made a pretty good Michael Morbius. I'm not gonna lie, that's the role. It's just Avi Arad, man. I really no one. He needs to retire. He needs to go to a nursing home, be looked at, be treated. You know, he's done enough. He's done enough. Okay, we don't need any more from Avi Arad. He's done enough. He's ruined Spider-Man. I lost count how many times he's ruined Spider-Man. So who gives a fuck anymore?
Twice.
I would say more than twice.
I mean, I think The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is a pretty decent movie. Second movie, not really.
No. Look, I know there are fans of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I know that there are. And there is a lot to love about those movies, mainly Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone. The cast is good. I like Mark Webb as a filmmaker. I do like him. Avi Arad, man, loves to touch his muddy little fingers and ruin a hopefully good product. He did it with Spider-Man. He did it with Venom and Carnage. And he's doing it again with... I have no faith in anything Marvel does. Unless it's the Spider-Verse movies, which are good. Those are, like, beyond good. Anything else, I'm just like... You gotta keep your eyes open. You know?
Yeah, definitely. So what we're basically talking and hinting about is that the Sony Morbius movie that is supposed to be coming out next weekend, and a lot of people have already seen it, has been confirmed to be a dumpster fire, as most of us have kind of predicted it would be anyhow. But what's even worse is the director of the movie on Twitter is spoiling the entire movie, giving huge details away on Twitter. So if you guys are on the cesspool that is Twitter, make sure to stay off it if you guys are actually looking forward to seeing Morbius. I'm still gonna see it. I'm still mildly invested in this movie, but I knew it was going to be a dumpster fire from the very beginning, because it's a Spider-Man villain without Spider-Man as his origin story. It's like, how are you going to mess this up, Sony? You already did it with Venom and Carnage, though I'll say that Carnage suffered a hell of a lot from not being R-rated and having a very good story. But I don't know, it's just really, really sad to hear that Sony is basically 3 for 3 at this point. Honestly, at this point, we know Kraven the Hunter isn't gonna do anything. We know that unless it's a Into the Spider-Verse movie, Sony isn't gonna do... Unless it's Into the Spider-Verse movie and connected to the MCU, Sony's not gonna be able to do anything very good with the characters. So, in my personal and humble opinion, Sony, go fuck yourself. Sell all your Marvel rights back to Marvel.
I agree. At first, like, for me, I was... You know what? I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt with this Morbius movie, because they did prove themselves for a bit there, you know? Into the Spider-Verse was a hit. Spider-Man No Way Home was a giant hit. It is like the 6th highest grossing movie of all time? Is that how it is still? I don't know. Venom was okay, I guess. Venom Legendary Carnage is just an embarrassment. Like, I wouldn't say it's the worst movie of all time. Fan Four Stick says hello. But it is embarrassing for a film that is, by the way, directed by the current Alfred J. Pennyworth. Yeah. Andy Serkis directed the Venom sequel.
Oh, yeah. you had me confused there for a second. It was like,
yeah, the brand new Alfred directed. I don't think he even directed. I didn't even think he even did anything, because he was simultaneously working on this as well as the Batman. So I'm pretty sure he just like, hey, Avi, can you fill in for me for a little bit, see what you can do? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I swear to God.
I mean, it is directed by him, but I mean, I can see where Avi put his massive mittens in it. What you were saying?
Like, it's something that me and a bunch of others have been saying this for a long time now. He needs to go. He really needs to go. Like, how many times is this man going to come in and just ruin like something good, you know? I mean, like, as much as I did enjoy the Uncharted movie, it could have been better. And yes, he did produce that movie.
Really?
Yeah, Avi Arad produced the Uncharted movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a Sony movie.
Exactly. So it is a shame. I don't know how they're going to recoup from this. No, actually, I think they'll be somewhat fine because the success of Spider-Man: No Way Home is still there. Apparently, it's the most successful digital release ever. Apparently, if I'm looking at that right, if that's the case, then yeah, Sony will be fine. Though it is going to raise some giant red flags going forward for them. When it comes to live action media and comic books.
Oh yeah, I have absolutely zero faith with them when it comes to live action comic book movies. If it's not directly related to the MCU, and Kevin Feige doesn't have his snipers all over that movie. Because you know Kevin Feige was the saving grace for No Way Home. Like, if it was a complete Sony movie, that thing would have been absolute garbage.
Yeah, it would. Yes, it would.
We wouldn't have gotten an amazing acting role, an amazing role from Alfred Molina as Doc Ock returning. We're going to have had the fantastic ending to the Goblins storyline with Willem Dafoe. Just wouldn't have happened under Avi Arad's complete control, under Sony's complete control.
And Sony had the gall to include special thanks to Avi Arad in the end credits. I couldn't help but laugh
I flipped it off. I flipped it off every single time at the theaters. Flipped it off every single time. Like,
the nerve of them.
Like,
the
fuck
nerve.
You, Avi. You did nothing. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to set my phone down. I don't want to keep holding on to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, so people beware online for massive spoilers for Morbius if you guys are intending to watch it. Or if you aren't, who gives a fuck, and just check out the spoilers anyway. It'll probably be better reading the spoilers than wasting your time on the movie. Apparently in the movie, the director says that Keaton's Vulture character isn't a variant. He's not a variant in this movie. Like, he's the same character from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
What?
Exactly. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
It's basically a Force Awakens situation. We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works. Like, it's as if the writers for this piece of shit looked at the premise to No Way Home and thought that, hey, a bunch of Spider-Man villains are going to appear in this movie. We'll have some form of faith that characters from the MCU is going to randomly pop over into the Venom universe. Like, no, you need to coordinate. You need to have discussions and have proper planning when it comes to building universes, which, to be honest with you, I'm kind of over the whole shared universe thing right now. I'm kind of done, to be honest. Just have solo adventure. It's why I'm excited for Moon Knight. I'm actually really looking forward to that because it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Even though it's part of a giant-ass universe. I'm still looking forward to that.
Yeah, same here. Premieres in just under 3 days now. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The director did say that one of the 3 Spider-Mans that we've seen previously does inhabit this universe. The the their new universe. You think you think it's him? You think it's Andrew?
It's clearly Andrew. Like, first of all, Toby has already fought Venom, or a Venom variant, in the third movie. They basically confirmed that in No Way Home.
Yeah.
Secondly, no, I don't think secondly. There's the Oscorp logo in the Amazing Spider-Man movies does make an appearance in this Morbius movie. So
I'm still looking forward to seeing to that.
Yeah.
I still need to see that. Yeah. Because I only heard about that just recently. I didn't know that it was supposed to make an appearance. You all right?
Yeah, I'm just going through some stuff right here. So stupid. Keep going.
This is why you need to be on the computer.
Yeah, I know.
Or a laptop. It's this whole movie, even with it being pushed back, like, we have Matt Smith is supposed to be in this movie, and we have zero clue as to what his character is supposed to be.
I already know who he is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know the character in particular. I don't know his fucking name, but I know what he is. He is basically a reverse Morbius, or an eviler version of Morbius. Think about that for a second. Almost like, unless it's, say, Spider-Man or Batman. Okay, maybe Batman. Unless it's like, say, let's look at the Flash for a moment. I know, different universe, but hear me out, okay? Who is the main villain of the Flash?
Zoom. Not Zoom. Reverse Flash.
Yeah, exactly. Reverse Flash. And what does he do?
He goes fast.
Pretty much the same shit that Barry does, right? Now let's look at Venom. Or in Venom Let There Be Carnage. Who does he fight? Who does he fight in either movies? Doesn't matter which one. Who does he fight in either movies?
A symbiote.
A symbiote. That looks a lot like him, only in a different color. Matt Smith is probably playing another vampire. A living vampire. God, give me a break.
I also hate the switch of his powers from having to consume, blood platelets, to now he's an actual vampire. No, it was white blood cells, I think it was, in the original.
I really don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all Morbius fans out there, but I personally just don't give a fuck. I don't care about Morbius.
Seriously, why would you make a fucking movie entirely around him?
Like, if you're asking me to watch a fucking vampire movie, I watched the classic Dracula film, for crying out loud. Hell, fuck it. Since we're going all that, I'll sit down and dive into Twilight. I don't give a fuck. If Sony's not gonna give a fuck, why should I? Why should I? Right? Let me put on some sparkling Edward Cullen and what the fuck's her name? Bella Thorne, whatever her fucking name is, and have them have their little staring contest almost each and every other film, while Jacob has a weird ass. I don't know why I just touched on Twilight. I'm sorry. Let's move past this. This was not intentional.
Oh my god, no, yeah, but I mean, thinking of Twilight, we got another topic with the character from the movie. I mean, it's kind of.
I'm so sorry.
It's skinny topic. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, moving on from Morbius. We all know it's a dumpster fire. Don't watch it if you don't have to. But anywho, so moving on from vampires, going into a dude dressed as a bat. We actually, this is something I did not expect ever happening. We got a deleted scene, a full deleted scene from the Batman, and it showed Barry Keoghan's Joker talking with the Batman. This is the scenario is Batman comes to Arkham to see the Joker to get his opinion on the Riddler. This is somewhere towards the middle of the movie, give or take. And
I want to say this takes place. Sorry, I want to say this takes place after the commissioner's death. Mm-hmm. That he goes, he undergoes the autopsy and he finds the rat in the maze riddle and whatnot. Mm-hmm. That's when he decides to go seek the Joker in this one particular scene.
Yeah, and holy shit, this scene is fucking amazing. It is absolutely terrifying and brilliant. The Joker, this version of the Joker, I really hope they keep Barry Keoghan as this version, as this universe's Joker, because after seeing this, I really, really want to see him full on as Joker in either the sequel or the threequel.
My take is okay. I have a lot of thoughts rushing in because, first of all, this scene, like almost every other scene in the movie, is 100% hands down just
pure masterpiece genius.
It's a masterpiece. Yes. It's a beautiful scene.
Yeah,
it's haunting. It's chilling. It's beyond oh my god! I swear to God, if this movie does not get a nomination for Best in Makeup Design, I'm going to ram the Academy in the. It's seriously, Penguin's I know different character, but same movie. Colin Farrell's Penguin looks nothing like him, and then we got this Joker is it. You know what it reminds me of? It actually reminded me of the concept art for Heath Ledger's Joker for The Dark Knight, where he looks kind of all sorts of fucked up.
I can see that. I can imagine that. Yeah,
and whatnot. That's what kind of reminded me of a little bit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. This version of the Joker. This version of the Joker is literally a dude who is dropped in a vat of acid. This is literally what acid would do to a person. I'm
so glad they went with this route because, in other portrayals, mainly Jack Nicholson's Joker,
just goes bleach.
It's just his skin turns white. Yeah, cool, whatever.
But this version, his face is deformed. His lips, they're in the shape of a smile, roughly, but his lips are deformed. His teeth are all out of whack. His hands and arms have boils and
disgusting
bubbles. Yes.
Matt Reeves did say that, according to, he wanted to make sure that this smile is more or less, he was born with that smile. It's a permanent a disability that he has to smile constantly. And imagine a kid growing up in this world with nothing but that smile, being made fun of, turned into society turns you down, you turn to crime, and you get accidentally dropped into a vat of acid, and you become maniacally insane, So it is all sorts of crazy, and I love every bit of it. Now, in terms of would I love to see this version of the Joker more in the sequels or whatnot? Yes, absolutely. But I don't want him to be the main villain as of yet,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's be honest here. We had a little bit too much Joker within the last few years, with Jared Leto's crappy take on the character in Suicide Squad, and his oh so okay appearance in the Snyder Cut, to Joaquin Phoenix's legendary performance in the movie Joker.
Yeah.
I think we can do another movie, or in the spin-off series. Okay. Um if you want to have this Joker be present, have him appear in little spurts in, say, the Arkham Asylum series coming up, or have him like drop hints that he is somewhere around, because if you look at the scene very closely, look at the before and after, where Bats leaves that paperwork with the paperclip in it. I'm not sure if anybody, a lot of people have pointed this out, by the way, right? So there's a paperclip amongst that stack of paper that he presents to the Joker, right? And as soon as Batman is about to leave to pick up the paperwork, the paperclip is gone. So,
I didn't pick up on that.
yeah, so there is a slight chance that, and I think I said this a while back, probably in the last episode, I don't even remember. I think the Joker and the Riddler have escaped Arkham. And with this bit of the paperclip being missing, so to speak, that could possibly be the reason, that they're basically out and about now. They're gone. And the only reason why I say this is, anybody who has access to the website rataalada.com, it is basically the movie's website campaign, and it is used in the movie. It's like if it's when Batman and Gordon are interrogating the Penguin, and they realize that the riddle in question is actually related to a website where they have to solve a bunch of riddles and whatnot. So it's a really cool marketing gimmick, and that's how they actually unveiled the deleted scene, actually. In fact, Matt Reeves did announce that he was going to post this particular scene at some point. He just did not know when, but he kind of clued people like me in that you might want to check out that website, Rata Alada, to see when it's actually going to happen. Because if you guys don't recall, like a couple weeks ago, he had a countdown timer to something, right? And by the end of that countdown, it actually showcased a file folder of various images that was actually plastered on Edward Nashton's wall in his apartment in the movie. You get to see more close-up detail on various pictures here and there. It's very cool stuff, right? But the next time he did it, it was this particular scene, right?
Yeah.
But the other reason why I think that they've escaped Arkham fully is that in universe, the website alone is Riddler is basically telling us that Gotham loves a comeback story. The joke's on you, basically. Like, they're out and about. That's all I can say. It's really, really clever stuff. Right now, I do think that the website is going to be offline for a bit, up until, of course, the next project. Whether if it's the sequel or the spin-offs, doesn't really matter. It's going to lay offline for just a bit. If you go on the website right now, it's going to ask you a series of riddles, all related to the Joker, right? But those who have answered those questions already, it'll take you a link to the deleted scene anyway. So it doesn't matter if you've answered those questions already. It'll take you to the scene itself.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. I could see. I can see them building up the Joker as a main antagonist for the final movie. Like they like for the second movie, they can introduce either one or two new villains. I really hope they introduce Dr. Freeze in the next movie. But besides that, they can build up another villain or two in the sequel, and then in the third movie it would basically be like Batman Hush, where you have all the villains coming together to try to defeat Batman and whatnot, and have it maybe the ending similar to the ending of Batman Hush, but maybe not really, if they just depends on how they want to do that. But yeah, I can see the final movie of the trilogy being a villain team up against Batman, with the Joker as either the wild card or the head.
It would be really cool to see something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves saying that, one, he would love to see both Mr. Freeze and the Court of Owls make an appearance in the sequel.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
That we all know about Mr. Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Bane, Poison Ivy, and so forth. But Court of Owls, it's a relatively new group of villains, and I would love to see the Talons show up too. But they did say that they also want to introduce Robin to the big screen.
Now, I don't know if you can see it, but I have on screen the Aaron Bailey art of the Joker. Like, he put together the 3 clearest images of the Joker to make a full face, to give us a full face reveal of Barry Keoghan's Joker. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. That is so fucking
It's so terrifying. It's beautiful and it's horrifying. It's exactly what I imagined this universe's version of the Joker would be. More or less, yeah.
I honestly wasn't really sure. Like, for me, you see, like, the Joker is obviously one of the most iconic villains of all time. Forget about movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, one of the most iconic, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure how Barry was going to pull off the role, because it was rumored for a long ass time that he was going to be in this movie. And what's even crazier is that he was also in last year's Marvel's Eternals. I forget which character he played. I don't really remember the movie. I did not like the movie, whatever. But I'd love to see him more as Joker. He definitely got the character right. 100% down, from his mannerisms to being, just the standard Joker talk, to the Batman, to the laugh. It's the laugh. I really wanted to see how they handle the laugh here. And oh my god, I love this laugh.
Let me see if I can pull it up, because I do have here a video. So let me.
You think they deserved it, huh? You think they deserved it?
That is so fucking good.
That is an amazing Joker laugh. Seriously, it's an amazing Joker laugh.
I don't know how does he do it? How does Matt Reeves do it, man? Like, that was insane. That's insane. Like,
it really is.
You think that after so many times we would be sick and tired of both Batman and the Joker, right? Because of how many appearances both characters have had over the years. But Matt Reeves did it. He managed to revitalize both characters in a really refreshing way. I'm really, really pleased by this.
Now, even though this is a deleted scene, I really hope that he comes out and says, even though it's a deleted scene, this is still part of the canonical story. Like, Batman still did go to see Joker. He just decided not to include that in the movie, which, with the movie already being around 3 hours. I can see why they decided to cut it. Also, with it being a direct homage to Hannibal Lecter. So I mean, I can see. Yeah, I can see. Well, just about every movie is a direct homage to every other movie in existence. But yeah, I can definitely see why they decided to cut this for time, as well as part of the story. But I really hope Matt Reeves comes out and says that this deleted scene is still canonical to the Batman movie.
I would say I agree. I do hope that this is canonical because of how, and I'm pretty sure he's going to confirm it at some point because of how well received the scene was in general. It is a phenomenal scene, and I do understand why they wanted to cut it. Because it would have made the move. It would have made it feel a little redundant and take the spotlight away from Riddler. It was Riddler in Batman's movie, not Joker at Batman. It's Riddler, and him being in the movie all of a sudden is like, okay, Joker's in it. Where is he now? Why can't we see more of him now? That they would have pissed people off, you know. So they made the right choice in deleting the scene, and if they apparently, I could be wrong about this, and it could be probably just be another one of those darn rumors, but you know how most of the rumors of this film came out to be true. You know, I mean, for a long time, it was rumored that the Joker was going to be in this movie at some point, and here it is. The only other proof that he was going to be in the movie is by those goons that Batman was fighting at the beginning of the movie. Notice their face paint. Notice their face paint. It's very much Joker-like. So
yeah.
But the other reason why I think that, I heard somewhere that this movie was actually going to be a much longer film, like pretty much Snyder Cut levels of long, like hours. That is interesting. Yeah. And if there is a 4-hour cut of the movie, which I wouldn't mind at all. I'd love to see. I'll
take an entire weekend off to watch that in one day.
Hell yeah. But from what we've got, officially, I loved it. I still enjoyed it. I cannot wait for the sequels. I cannot wait for the spinoffs. It feels damn good to be a Batman fan again. For crying out loud. I swear to God.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. It's really good, really nice. Oh God, I can't wait for the home video release, for the Blu-ray release.
I'm planning to get the Steelbook, just like with No Way Home. I'm planning. I hope to God I get it. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see that too. It's been a pretty light week in terms of story so far, but that's what I wanted to address. So we're not going to go fully into detail on this, but the Halo show did drop. The Halo show was released, and it's getting a lot of mixed reviews. Like the first episode is getting like mid reviews, like in the 50s and 60s. Now, I haven't seen it yet. I don't have Paramount Plus yet, and Raj has seen it. And
I'm not going to go into spoilers if that's what you're thinking, but I do want to. I do want to give it. I want to give people a bit of a heads up. All right, in regards to experiencing Paramount Plus, not the show, Paramount Plus, because the show itself, for me, I'm just going to give you my score right now. It's a 5 out of 10. It's an average show, right? Yeah. Which is disappointing for a Halo fan like myself, but. Forget about that for a moment. I need to talk about Paramount Plus because this is going to help you guys. All right, I want you guys to know what to look out for once you do end up getting Paramount Plus, because I experienced this back on either Thursday or Friday, right? So
Uh-huh.
I was very hesitant at first just to see the show, but then I remembered, like, as much as I have problems with the writing and everything and the concepts, it does look like they put a lot of effort into it. The production value looks pretty good. I'll give them that. So I wanted to judge it on its own merits without having to base it off of the games, just like the showrunners entailed it to be. That's fine. I wish they would have worded it a little bit better, but whatever. That's in the past. So I go on, and I'm a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, and so I got the 30-day free trial, and I put in my information, my credit card statement, whatever. I got it, right? I went to the Xbox Marketplace, and I immediately downloaded that. As soon as it was ready to launch, I hit the button, the Paramount logo pops up along with the Halo Warthog. Cool stuff, right? Next thing you know, blank screen. Blank screen for almost 30 seconds. I had to exit out of the app and jump back in. Thankfully, it did work. And what I was met with was basically, if you have Disney Plus, you have Paramount Plus. It's the same UI structure. It's everything that you would expect from Disney Plus, but in the form of Paramount. And it does have a lot of content. It does, from movies to TV shows, you name it, right? But my issue is that why does the UI interface, the user interface, have a frame rate issue? I swear, it's like it just like it's all jittery and like, why is it not moving smoothly like most platforms out there, whether it's Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, YouTube, freaking YouTube? This is what you have to offer, Paramount? Seriously? Like, if you're going to give us a streaming service, the least you can do is to make sure that the experience alone is literally smooth as possible. And this thing has been out for almost a year. Okay? So anyway, Halo, it's easy to find. It's the latest show. Whatever. I jump on in, and within the first 5 minutes of this show, frame rate issues. It kept pausing left and right. First 5 minutes. After that, it just kind of, oh my God. And one last thing, subtitles. Anybody who has a difficulty in hearing, this is going to piss you off. Okay? Because unlike, say, Netflix or Disney Plus, YouTube, Amazon Prime, whatever, they have like a border behind the lettering to see what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
Paramount Plus, it's just all white text. No background at all whatsoever. And it is small as hell. It's Mass Effect levels of small. I'm not kidding. It's so tiny. Like, it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. This is Paramount. How long have they been around? Like, what, more than 100 years? How long have they been around the digital space? Pretty much the same amount as, say, Disney. And this is what they have to offer? This is the most half-assed streaming service I've ever seen. And the saddest truth is this thing has been out for a year. You would expect that after a year, they would have improved on things. But no, it looks like they just started to publish this thing, and that's it. And keep this in mind, I'm using my Xbox Series X to run the show. Xbox Series X, the most highly sought after Xbox on the market right now. I'm running that, and it still runs like ass. Paramount Plus, You can go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. You can go fuck. Just fuck off, Paramount.
Wow, that's really sad. Like, I know, Microsoft has, if not had, a deal with their Xbox Game Pass users that if you had Game Pass, you get 30 days free for Paramount Plus. So I don't know.
It's not worth it. I'm I'm gonna give the show itself 2 more episodes, and then I'm done. I'm just done.
Yeah.
I've had enough of Paramount. Just literally spending on it for just one particular day. And keep this in mind, this was before I had to go to work that very same day. I'd rather go to work. I'd rather go to work than sit through Paramount Plus. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Paramount Plus is so bad that it actually makes me want to go to work and get paid. I mean, obviously, that's the main reason to go to work, is to get paid. But especially if it's a job that you just actively do not like, it makes you want to go to that job. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. So the Oscars are going on right now, and I have absolutely zero interest in what the Oscars have to say, but I just find it infuriating that I just saw this, and I find it infuriating that Encanto wins Best Animated Feature. Like, how the fuck does Encanto win
it's a
over?
good movie, but for fuck's sake.
No, like how the hell does Encanto win over the Mitchells versus the Machines?
They love stroking that Disney. I should be saying that because they did grant the award for Best Animated Feature to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse back in 2018. So I don't know what happened here. I will say this: Encanto. I still enjoyed Encanto, but I enjoyed Mitchell's vs. Machine hell of a lot more in terms of everything else. But whatever, it's the fucking Academy. I lost faith in the Academy a long ass time ago. Back in 2014, Jake Gyllenhaal, who played in Nightcrawler, not the Marvel character, but it's a movie called Nightcrawler where he goes out.
I think he's a paparazzi or something like that.
He gives off one of the kind of. He goes on the night search for various crimes or accidents and just films that shit. It's really messed up stuff, and it's one of his best performances ever. And that dude got snubbed hard. Like, jeez, I was beyond furious with the Academy. I'm like, no. I'm done. I'm not watching your shit show anymore.
Like, don't get me wrong, the songs in Encanto they're a bop, they're pretty fire, but personally for me and a couple other friends that I know, the story is very, very bad, very rough. Like, the ending of the movie is really what kills it for me too. Like, them getting the magic back. It's like, hey, it's the power of love. Yay. Fuck that. But no, Mitchell's versus the Machines should have.
I would say that for me the ending was just, it was serviceable. It wasn't. I wasn't impressed by it either, but I wasn't necessarily mad about it. It was just like, if you're gonna end the movie, end the movie. I really don't care how you end the movie. I didn't really care for. I didn't even see the movie up until just a couple of weeks ago. To be honest with you, I didn't even bother seeing it in theaters because, this thing was out. So I'm like, we'll see. I'm gonna. a lot of folks at work, including a good buddy of mine, was like, "You got to watch Encanto. I haven't seen Encanto." I'm like, "All right, fine. I'll watch Encanto. If I do, will you shut up finally?" And I did, and I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Bruno song. I actually enjoyed Bruno a lot more than I thought I would. I knew for a fact that he wasn't going to be the main villain. I knew for a fact because, oh my god, they made it so freaking obvious that the kid, like, oh my god, are we really ripping off Encanto? We're really ripping this movie apart. That's amazing. It's not even that bad of a movie, but now in retrospect, it doesn't
seriously, seriously, them just up and forgiving the abuela after everything she's put them through, like, that is not realistic whatsoever in any regards. That would take a long time to heal. That kind of mental abuse would take a long time to heal.
You don't just forgive right off the bat, man. You gotta let that. It's a Disney movie. Who cares?
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a flying fuck?
As long as the songs are fun, they don't matter.
Yeah, just make sure it's another Let It Go.
Only this time it's going to be titled "We Don't Talk About Bro." God damn.
You started.
I hate this song. I really do, because the problem is the song is great. Just like Let It Go. The songs are phenomenal. But shut up! Just shut up!
Honestly, personally, I think Lin-Manuel Miranda is a good songwriter, but he's riding his own hype train a bit too much now.
He needs to calm the fuck down. That's all I'm saying.
He really does. I really don't have too much else to say on this. I did see that Tiny Tina's Wonderland did come out and is getting a lot of good reviews, a lot of good publicity. I'm very much looking forward to playing that game. I just don't know what this is going to be on Xbox, PS4, or PC yet. I don't know. Maybe all three. Who knows? For those who don't know, Tiny Tina's is out. It's basically a D&D setting game, so that's pretty cool. What's even cooler is that it's a fully complete game. No microtransactions, no DLC with, hey, this is this is continuing the story. It's a fully complete game.
That's refreshing, considering most games these days. Like, I fell off of gaming to be. I don't care for video games as much as I used to. I mean, I'll still play from time to time, but lately movies have been impressing me a lot more. So, it is what it is.
I agree with you. You know, that's what I'm going to say. So, I don't know if do you have Disney Plus?
I do.
Disney, with Disney now having acquired Fox, they have all their rights, all their movie rights, all their book rights and whatnot. So Disney decided to make a remake of Cheaper by the Dozen.
I heard about this.
Yeah, Cheaper by the Dozen. So I watched it. on Disney Plus. It's not as bad as people are saying it is. It's really not as bad as people. It really isn't. It's in the mid. The ratings, the official ratings are in the mids on like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Like they're in the 5s and 6s, they're in the 50s and 60s. But seriously, it's not that bad. It's really not as bad as people are complaining it to be. I'd say it's more like a 7.5, maybe an 8, give or take a few. But yeah, it's a really refreshing modern take on the story. Like they get all the beats right, they get the core of the story right, and they get the modern racism right in the story. Because I don't know if you've seen any promotional images or whatnot, it is a biracial family.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that both parents are still in touch with their exes, and their exes are more or less in their lives in the movie with their family. So there is a lot of family drama that comes out of that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, it's your classic home video Disney movie. Like it's a classic Disney home video movie. It's a little cheesy, it's a little funny, it's a little family humor, but I mean it still gets the core story of the Cheaper by the Dozen book down pretty well, in my opinion. So if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's roughly 90 minutes, give or take. But yeah, it's a good movie. A lot of humor, a lot of Gen Z humor, but it works. It surprisingly works with the family, with the parents, because they get in on it too. But yeah, it's a much better movie than people are giving it credit for, I think.
I think a lot of people need to just remember what it's like just to enjoy movies again.
Yeah.
Because a lot like, and I'm the first to admit this myself, like back when we were in the midst of the pandemic, God, I feel old just by saying that. Back in the midst of the pandemic, we didn't have to worry about the,
I mean, but, literally 2 years ago, or roughly this month.
It's crazy. But anyway, so back in 2020, or was it January 2021? I can't really remember. My dad wanted to check out the Mulan remake.
Oh.
And I saw, you know what? It was around his birthday, and I'm like, fine, I'll check it out, see how it actually is against my own will. And it wasn't. Like, in context of how it was filmed, it just felt pretty trashy. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Trust me, I've seen far worse Disney movies out there.
Yeah, it wasn't
far worse.
It wasn't a Beauty and the Beast or The Lion King.
Lion King is the worst of it all.
Jungle Book is the best.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And that is the only good live action movie that they've done.
But this one, I can see what they were trying to do in some of the changes, and I try to treat it just like Halo. I treated it as its own thing. Forget about the original film, because this is not the first time a Mulan story was being told to Western audiences anyway. Forget about that. Right? That's what I try to do. If you go into that mindset alone, you might enjoy it a little bit more.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Don't see it as a remake. See it as its own thing. That's all I'm saying. And I said to myself, you know what? Why was I complaining? Like, I mean, yeah, I had concerns, but I'm like, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. And ever since then, I decided to, you know what? Let's stop being a little too critical on films before we even see them. Let's just give it a shot. Give it a
Yeah.
shot. Yes, you have your Rotten Tomatoes, your Metacritic, and all that. You have those to help you out with your decisions on what movies and what games to play and
You
whatnot.
got your boohoos and your naysayers.
Yeah, exactly. But you have the choice. You have the free will. I know I'm sounding pretentious, but hey, this is important. I have to say it. You have the choice to watch whatever you want to watch. And if you like what you see, or if you don't like what you see, that's okay. No one
You
should
have
judge
the
you.
choice. You have the choice. You're not Russia.
Yes. Go Ukraine. Seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
Go Ukraine.
Go Zelensky. No, yeah. Have you seen Cruella?
No. And I don't plan to.
They're seriously making a sequel for it.
Okay. Whatever. If they make, just let them do whatever they want. I really don't care. I'm basically treading that line that Church from Brett versus Blue once said of not listening and not caring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I miss Church.
Like, seriously. I don't know why they made a Cruella movie, but seriously, the best live action Cruella that we've ever gotten was Glenn Close in 101 Dalmatians. Seriously. No one will ever beat Glenn Close. At all. Whatsoever.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Nope.
Fuck all this. Fuck all that. Fuck all. Anyway, so I really don't have anything else to talk about or anything else I can think of at this moment. Do you? What about you?
So far nothing. I think I'm pretty good. Oh, but I want one final thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of people were a little unsure about the movie, but go check out The Lost City. If you're just looking for just a really fun, stupid, goofy time at the movies, this is it. I'm going to be writing a review about it later on my personal blog.
Okay.
But yeah, Channing Tatum really impresses me with his humor lately. With 21 Jump Street and now this, like, it's pretty dude plays a cover model that knows jack shit in this movie. You really expect him to be the Nathan Drake of this story? Really? Get the hell out of here!
No, we give that role to Brad Pitt.
Watch the movie. Really?
I might take the day off. I might watch it tomorrow. Who knows?
Just have fun. It's a stupid fun adventure movie, similar to that of Uncharted that came out a couple months ago.
Gotcha. All right, yeah. Well, with that being said, I think this is a good place to end the podcast. It's been a bit of a light podcast, a lot shorter than we normally do. Just over an hour, but yeah. Raj, thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking everything with me. And guys, those watching the live stream, thank you for coming. Everyone watching the VOD, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And remember, the universe is a hologram. Bye, gold.